We have to talk about the Trans-Pacific Partnership and the negotiations that are happening, which are hugely troubling. If you've not been following the Trans-Pacific Partnership, this is an agreement which, on paper, claims to want to enhance trade and investments, promote innovation, help economic growth among 12 trans-Pacific countries, specifically the US, Canada, Japan, Mexico, New Zealand, Australia, Brunei, Chile, Malaysia, Peru, Singapore, and Vietnam. Now, the history of this is that back in November of 2013, WikiLeaks put out the secret draft text of the intellectual property rights chapter of the TPP, and it was very, very troubling. The long and short of it, Lewis, is that if we step back and analyze what does the TPP truly seem to be pushing and doing, it's doing two things which we can identify. Number one, it is helping corporations and lobbyists and big industry by strengthening the ways in which they can protect patents, extend patents, make more money off of patents. It is totally pro-business when it comes to intellectual property. However, now WikiLeaks has also put out more data, including a large chapter about the environment, which is another goal or stated aim of the TPP, and not similarly, I guess, in a way, to the very specific declarations made about intellectual property rights. It makes very weak declarations when it comes to environmental protections, which also have the same impact, which is that of giving big corporations more leeway and more ability to make money regardless of the impact on the environment. So let's go step by step. Intellectual property. With intellectual property, the TPP aims to allow for longer default patent times for example, big pharma on medications. It also allows the prosecution of supposed violations of intellectual property rights that also will favor big corporations. On the environmental side, Lewis, listen to this. As WikiLeaks writes, the environment chapter doesn't include enforcement mechanisms actually serving the defense of the environment. It is vague and weak. And as an example of this, WikiLeaks writes that the word appropriate is found in 43 places. The word may is found in 43 places. It uses terms like make every effort to arrive at satisfactory resolutions, or by technological means available and agreed to by all of the parties. I could go on, Lewis, but the key points are this. The language is meaningless because all it really says is that by the rules agreed upon by the parties, there will be an effort made, completely subjective, to enhance, completely subjective, what is considered completely subjective. You see what I'm saying, Lewis? They are all completely meaningless words that will do little in practice to defend, I guess, for lack of a better term, the environment.
Right, as we expected, and in an ideal situation, I think a trade agreement means that both countries benefit greatly from trade. But it seems like this is just solely to help big business.
It's a corporate defense treaty, really, and you're right. It isn't really a trade agreement, and it's also, if we forget about the fact that the stuff in it is troubling for just a second, the entire negotiation is happening essentially in secret. It is being, quote, fast-tracked by some parties who are interested in seeing that happen without even letting members of Congress look at the details here in many cases. And the really bad thing about this, Lewis, is that from the point of view of engaging citizens to explore what is going on, it's a very complicated story. You really need to spend time figuring out what this is and what is in it. And when you think about the simplicity of the bridge scandal with Chris Christie, which is just everybody can understand exactly what it is, it takes some effort, some minimal amount of effort to figure this out. And that's not appealing to people in many cases. And it's certainly not appealing to corporate media.
No, of course not. I can understand that. This is one of the few things which I think it's incredibly obvious why no one is reporting on this, because it would be the most drawn out, dull, and just I don't know, annoying report you could possibly hear on your 6 o'clock news.
No question that we will continue to cover it and we will continue telling you what is going on there.